Hello Sagittarius and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. The question that we're trying to answer this week is, what is it that you are needing to know right now? So this is going to be for mid to end of March 2023. I've already pulled the overall energy as always. I have the tarot deck shuffled that we'll be diving into, as well as the decks that we'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, I feel like I talk about this all of the time on your guys' readings in particular. You have protection with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, this is really kind of rug getting ripped out from underneath you kind of energy, but with this protection card, it feels like that happened because you were being protected. So something happened, but it also was for the better. Now that doesn't mean that doesn't make it hurt any less, right? But I do see that whatever this situation was, it was blocking you from what you're ultimately wanting. And so I feel like this had to happen so that you could attract whatever it is that you are wanting. Now, in your current energy, you have spiritual cleansing with the Ten of Swords in reverse. So spiritual cleansings are, it's healing. It's deep, deep healing. And you're healing from a pretty painful experience that happened in your recent past. But I also feel like the best thing that's going on right now is this healing. Like, it's like this is the best thing that could happen to you, is this healing from whatever this situation was, because then in your immediate future you have power with the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, this is you taking your power back slowly but surely, taking your power back. So if it's taking time, or you feel stuck, or you feel trapped in the past, or you feel like you're never going to get over this, or you're never going to get past this, or whatever the case is, just know that you will. It's taking time, but you are slowly but surely taking your power back. Now, your overall energy for this reading is be humble and let your fears dissolve. Now, this be humble card, to me, is kind of always alluding a little bit to the ego. And the way that I'm reading this is like your ego is going to try to trick you into believing that everything's bad and that it's always going to be bad and that you're never going to be happy again, based on whatever you experienced. And with this let your fears dissolve, you're going to have to, and you are working through and facing a lot of your fears in association with whatever happened, so that you can take your power back from your fear. And we can get super deep and super spiritual with it and talk about how your fear is, it lives in the mind, and it's really just an illusion, and you don't ever have to be afraid because you have more control than you realize. But it's not as easy to see that when you're in the thick of it. And so I do, if anything for this reading, I want you guys to take away anything. We haven't even dove into tarot yet, but it's that whatever you're going through right now is exactly what needs to be happening, because it's ultimately preparing you for better days. And I feel like I say that all the time for you guys. And I know I've only had this channel since like November, December, but like I just feel like I'm constantly like, just wait for better days, just wait for better days. Like they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. And they really, really are. You're just having to do this spiritual cleansing. You're having to get yourself free of the pain and the suffering and the attachment associated with whatever it was that kind of got ripped from you here in your recent past. So let's start here. The Sagittarius' recent past, clarifying protection with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is protection with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse for Sagittarius' recent past. This is recent past for Sagittarius. I mean, yeah, goodness. It's like something happened that kind of stripped you of your hope. The Two of Cups and the Moon. And it's almost like you got thrown into just being surrounded by fear with this moon here. Like it was almost like you're there's the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like you were surrounded by this fear-based energy. Now I also feel like this has to do with you feeling like you are never going to attract or have whatever it is. Like this Two of Cups to me could be like love, whatever aligns with you, like the love you're looking for, or the career you're wanting, the financial abundance you're wanting. Like it feels like it stripped you of your hope that you're ever going to have the life that you ultimately want. remember, your ego is really good at lying to you, and fear and ego go hand in hand. And so that's why you have this be humble here. It's not necessarily like humble yourself, I feel like, but it's more like step outside of the ego here, because your ego is going to try to tell you over and over that everything is awful, right? Recent past here for Sagittarius. Recent past for Sagittarius. The Well in reverse with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. So this, whatever this situation was, there's 2 additional major arcanas in this deck, and this Well in reverse card is one of them. And it talks about, like, this is the process of allowing, this is not allowing. So this situation, whatever it was actually a blockage from you allowing the abundance that you're wanting to flow to you. It almost feels like you were fighting for something instead of allowing something to either like kind of leave your life so that something new could come into your life. And again, that doesn't mean it makes it any less painful. But remember, pain is it's just something we have to work through. It's not a truth. Recent past for Sagittarius. Recent past for Sagittarius. This is another additional major arcana in this deck, and it's the artist here. I feel like it's upright. And you can see this is the second. You've had both of the 2 additional major arcanas. And this artist here, it talks about, it's that whole concept, as above, so below. I talk about this all the time on my channel. As within, so without. You don't create the reality that you want in this material world. When you're talking about the law of attraction or manifestation or creating or attracting or whatever the case is, it comes down to realizing that the universe does not give you what you want. The universe gives you who you are. And through attracting whatever it is that you're wanting, you are faced with, if you give the universe this energy of, hey, I want the love that I'm ultimately deserving of. The universe says, okay, well, I'm going to need you to raise your vibration and get to the vibration of this love that you're deserving of. And you're like, okay, let's do it. And then, and pulling you up to that vibration, you are faced with obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And it's like, are you going to go back to your ex? Are you going to settle for this person that isn't really deserving of you, that doesn't really meet your, your standards, if you will? Are you going to, be with this person that is pretty much kind of the copy of this person that didn't treat you well, And it's like the universe will place so many different obstacles in your path. And then once you kind of, get through those, and sometimes it's, you invest in it for a little bit till you realize you shouldn't. Sometimes you invest in it until it falls apart. Whatever the case is, these obstacles, they're getting you to realizing what you deserve, what is possible, what you're capable of. And so that at the end of it, when you're able to get through them all, you get to that vibration, you know who you are, you know what you're worth, and that allows you to attract whatever it is that you're trying to, the love that you're deserving of. Now, I'm just using love as an example because it's easy. It's an easy example, and it's definitely one we can all relate to. And so understand that you create these positive changes in your life based on how you work through things not panning out for you. Because sometimes we think it's like that whole concept. You have this protection card, right? It's like that whole concept of things didn't work out because you deserved better. And realizing that will help you realize that every single time things don't work out, it's because the universe is preparing you for something better. It was an obstacle that you had to work through so that you could receive better. And it's, it's easy to look at that higher level picture and be like, oh, cool. But it's not so easy, like I said, when you're in the thick of it. And so I feel like that's kind of what you're dealing with right now with this spiritual cleansing, is you're going through those like obstacles or all of those beliefs about yourself and about your life and about whatever it was that happened, so that you can realize that what is meant for you, first and foremost, will never pass you. And that when something is taken from us, it is because we deserve better. And that ultimate, I feel like, belief, if you can internalize that, can really help you in taking your power back moving forward. Current energy for Sagittarius, clarifying spiritual cleansing with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Current energy for Sagittarius, clarifying spiritual cleansing with the Ten of Swords in reverse. You gotta let go, Sagittarius. You've got to allow. And I feel like right now you're holding on so much to whatever this attachment is, because you have this strength in reverse here. And the strength in reverse is like it's a lack of confidence. It's a lack of belief in yourself and the universe. Typically it's both, right? Because we are the universe in motion. Therefore, our lack of belief in the universe is a reflection of the lack of belief in ourselves. And right now, whatever this was, I mean, it did. It stripped you of your hope. It probably stripped you of your self-confidence. And it did that so that you could rebuild it. And the rebuilding, the process of rebuilding, the process of getting back on your feet and realizing that you're worth more than what you've experienced, that whole process right there is the manifestation process at work. And so try to believe that as much as you can, as opposed to, oh, wow, I was such a victim in this situation. Everything that, I want was taken from me, or everything I had hoped for was taken from me, or whatever the case is. I'm not saying you weren't a victim, right? You could have very well been a victim in something in your recent past. But what I am trying to say is that allowing yourself to continue to be a victim, to live in that victim mentality, to live in the idea that the universe is out to get you, will it will keep you in experiencing situations that align with that. There is absolutely no doubt about that. So this is, this is a process of taking your power back. And that's why you have this, let your fears dissolve, really, truly try to internalize and realize that the universe is on your side. The universe is trying to get you to wherever you need to be vibration wise, so that you can attract whatever it is that you're wanting. Current energy for Sagittarius. That was too many. Current energy for Sagittarius, please. There it is. So you have these limiting beliefs about receiving. You have the Eight of Swords with the Six of Pentacles here. You have these limiting beliefs about receiving. I want more on this. Clarifying this Eight of Swords with the Six of Pentacles. It's like, what does Sagittarius believe about receiving that's keeping them from receiving? What is Sagittarius's belief about receiving that's keeping them from receiving? The Seven of Swords in reverse with the Temperance in reverse. Okay, this kind of feels like it shifted gears, because this is less about the limiting belief and more talking about the bigger picture of the limiting belief, which is this idea that just because it hasn't happened yet means that it's never going to happen. And it almost feels like because when our frustration is triggered, the frustration of, oh, this is never going to happen, or this is taking too long, or I'm going to be alone forever, or whatever the case is, those beliefs stem from something deeper. And it usually stems around what we believe we are deserving of. And so I feel like this is really talking about everyone's limiting beliefs specifically are going to be different, right? And I feel like this is it's a general reading. I can't get too deep into that. But what it's saying is that diving into the realization that your beliefs truly are the root of your reality. I don't care who you are. I don't care what kind of life you're living. I don't care what you've experienced. That is the truth of the world. It's the truth of the universe. It's the way the world works. The way you believe about your experiences is what you will and have experienced. Sometimes that's an uncomfortable truth to have to internalize, right? Because it's well, I've experienced some shitty things, and so how can that be my fault? Well, that right there is a limiting belief. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you've been through these painful experiences. It's not your fault that you've experienced lack and loss and frustration and all of this stuff. It is, however, your responsibility, because only you can change the experiences you will now experience in your future. And so what I'm seeing here is this is about realizing that your fears and all of the things associated with what you believe about your past and what you believe about where you're going, those beliefs within itself are what you're trying to clean out right now. Why this spiritual cleansing is taking place. And sometimes it feels really backwards, because it feels like, a spiritual cleansing is experiencing the things you fear so that you can get over those fears, or it's not necessarily experiencing what you fear, but experiencing the triggers around it, the fear itself associated with whatever that is. And so this is deeper than just my reality isn't working out for me. This is realizing that things didn't work out for you so that you could have better. But you have to heal and you have to dive into those limiting beliefs and do the work. You have to do the work, Sagittarius. And I feel like I'm speaking to some Sagittariuses that are really tired of doing the work. And I understand that. I really do. But it also, the work never stops. And so get to the point where you realize that you're always working toward better, and that within itself can give you the motivation to get through each and every obstacle that's placed in your path. All right, immediate future for Sagittarius, clarifying power with the Knight of Pentacles. This is for Sagittarius' immediate future, clarifying power with the Knight of Pentacles, please. Four of Cups with the Queen of Wands in reverse. See, you are very focused on your frustration about this, about your past. And that's keeping you experiencing the same cycle over and over again. I feel like it's a cycle of either disappointment or anger or resentment or whatever the case is. Because the new beginning that you're looking for is on the other side of you healing whatever this is, whatever this was. And I mean healing and letting go and allowing yourself to move forward. And that's a hard freaking process. This spiritual cleansing process that you're in, it is not an easy thing to do. It is, however, necessary. Unless you want to keep living the same cycle that you have been, it's necessary to go through whatever it is that you're facing and understand that it really is leading you to more and better. All right, immediate future for Sagittarius. Immediate future for Sagittarius. Clarifying the power with the Knight, because this is about you slowly taking back your power. Don't focus on your circumstances. King of Pentacles in reverse with the Nine of Cups. If you focus on your circumstances, if you focus on the outcome, you will experience more of the same. It goes back to what I was talking about. When we face obstacles, that is the universe getting us to the vibration that we are supposed to be on in order to attract what we want. And those obstacles are where most people give up. It's where most people are like, screw this, the law of attraction doesn't work, this isn't real, this isn't possible, I'm done, and go back to kind of living whatever life they were living before. And that right there is what you are currently, whatever you're going through, is to overcome, give you the strength, the power to face whatever obstacles are in your place, so that you don't just give up and abandon path, give up and abandon manifestation, give up and abandon whatever it is that you're wanting to create. And so whatever experiences you're facing right now, my advice to you is look outside of the circumstance. Step outside of the trigger, because your circumstances are merely a result of your past thoughts and beliefs. Therefore, your future circumstances are going to be about your current thoughts and beliefs. Now, remember, it's not just a thought. It's not just, oh, I can think it over and over. It has to become a belief. And if there's anything I've learned on this journey, it's that we have to learn things twice. We have to learn it as a thought, you learn the knowledge, and then you face the situations, the circumstances where you apply that knowledge, and that knowledge then becomes wisdom. It becomes internalized. It becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of your belief system, therefore changing your results because you change your beliefs. And so it really does come down to realizing that this isn't just, oh, if I think something over and over again, or if I have all the affirmations, or if I journal about it every day, then it's going to come true. No, it's more than that. Sure, that those things are really helpful. Those are really good tools, but doing that is how you change the belief within yourself. And you have to do that by acting on that knowledge, using that knowledge to your power. So whenever you're experiencing things not necessarily going your way, you say, this is working out for me, instead of, oh my gosh, my world is melting down and I'm never going to be happy. Because that right there is going to keep you in the cycle of experiencing the same thing over and over again. Immediate future for Sagittarius. And trust me, I'm sitting here giving you guys this advice, knowing like I struggle with this. This is not an easy thing to do. Again, it's really easy to know. It's not so easy to apply, but the knowledge can certainly help. Right? Immediate future for Sagittarius. Like I struggle with this too. It's a lifelong journey, guys. All right, immediate future for Sagittarius, clarifying power with the Knight of Pentacles. The Chariot, look at that. This is things moving forward. But it's going to take you stepping pretty far out of your comfort zone to do it. And I feel like you are pretty far out of your comfort zone though. There's just like this leap of faith here. Some sort of leap of faith. I want more on this Chariot here. It's like things moving forward, finally. Slowly, but surely, but finally. Clarifying this Chariot for Sagittarius' immediate future. I mean, there's action, right? The Ace of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles. It's like you start taking action towards your fulfillment here. By doing the work. I feel like this is you doing the work, Sagittarius. And I love, love, love to see it. All right, Sagittarius. Oh, goodness. Okay. We are going to hop on over to the extended. I am going to clarify these messages as well as jump into the advice. I know I talked a lot about advice in this already, but diving into some more of the advice. And then I have an actual advice card to pull for you guys at the end. So thank you so much as always. I say it every week, but it doesn't mean that I don't mean it. For the support of my channel, you guys kind of blew it up last week, and I am so grateful for it. I mean, it's like surreal that I get to do this for a living so much that I doubt like if this is like I'm like, is this the right thing for me? Because it's working out too well, which is funny because I'm pretty sure I just kind of talked about that. So like I said, I deal with it too. So thank you guys so much, and as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journeys moving forward. Bye, Sagittarius.